Yo, what's up everybody? Old School NYC Gamer here, and today is going to be a pickups video that I'm going to be showing you here. Now, of course, you're thinking, why the hell am I showing this when it's not gaming related? Well, stay tuned, boys and girls, because this is a gaming related video, but I wanted to show this first. I was near my job, and I saw these out on the curb. Now you're thinking, why am I going to just pick up some random trash? Well, there is a reason to that, and I'm going to show you. These are 3 books that are New York based, and I wanted to check these out. So what you see here, this is kind of like almost embedded. This is Brooklyn, people and places past and present, and I'm just going to show you some of the work here. This is mostly text and photos about the history of Brooklyn, as you can see right here. And since I do now live in Brooklyn, it's a very cool book. I've kind of skimmed through it here and there, So, like I said, a pretty cool book if you want to know more about Brooklyn itself. As you can see right here, some early work from, I believe, the 50s, as you can see right there. And a pretzel vendor in Brownsville, Brooklyn. This is, I believe, back in the 40s. So on and so forth. See some of the really cool old school photos right there. Now, the second book that I found also was New York Changing. Now, this is a really interesting book here, because when I was checking, just skimming through it, I'll give you a perfect example if I could find, like a before and after of what the city used to look like. Now, for example, this right here, you see, this is where South Street and James slip. This is in the below the Lower East Side. As you can see, hopefully this will focus in a little better, what this used to look like back in 1937. Now, of course, this is the same location in 2002. So that's pretty freaky right there. Give you a better example. This is West Street and between Murray and Warren Streets near the World Trade Center site. And as you see right there, that was in 1936. And of course, you see here, this is in 2001, pre-9/11. So that's basically the same location, just, about a 70-year plus difference. All right? And lastly, I got the Mythic City. And this is basically photography of New York between the years 1925 and 1940. Now, this is a really cool book, people. Like I said, if you're very nostalgic and you want to check out some of what New York used to be like, in the, pre-World War II, post-World War I, it's a very cool book, nice to check out. Definitely into a lot of old photography. It's very reminiscent. I might be giving these out to a couple of YouTubers. I'm just kind of now debating on which book or books I want to keep. So I'm not going to say who's going to get these books, but that's going to be down the line. So let's put that out of the way, and let's move on to the actual gaming pickups. So yeah, this is actually back right before Christmas, believe it or not. Now, once again, I know we're already near the end of the winter right now. And, I just really haven't had time to really do a pickups video, let alone a lot of other stuff due to work. But a friend of mine out in Staten Island, he called me up and told me that the Target actually was on clearance for these certain items. And being in Brooklyn, it wasn't that much of a stretch for me to go out on the bus. But from basically, he told me where the mall was. It was basically near the tip of Staten Island down south. So it was a good hour-and-a-half bus ride. But to me, it was definitely worth it because I did get one thing for me and one thing for the wife. But last week, I was shooting some random video footage, which I will not talk about just yet, but you will see soon. But near where I was shooting was the local flea market, which usually isn't that really good of a deal because they ask for, ridiculous, stupid prices on stuff that is basically junk, which I might do a video on when it gets a little warmer. But anyway, let's get to the first thing I found here. I'm just going to not show what I got. Try to hide that for a second so you don't see what I got. But anyway, yeah. So for $5, I got myself a plug and play. And this is the Classic Arcade Pinball. Now, I tested it out. It does work. And it does play 4 tables. I might do a gameplay review on this down the line when I have a chance. And this is by Jack Specific, which also is the plug and play TV games. Now, of course, it's pretty cool. When I got this is actually pretty filthy. You know, there is a lot of wear and tear, as you can see right there on the buttons. But yeah, this button here was basically just stuck. So basically, when I opened it up and cleaned it out, there was a bunch of soda and some stuff spilled on it, so I had to clean it in and out. And put it back together, works fine. So all 4 buttons work. You could use both of these as the flippers if you choose to do either this or this. Now the cool thing here is to select, you could use this as a plunger, as you can see right there. And of course this is your menu button, and of course when you turn it on, little light goes on right there. So yeah. So now finally to the Target pickups. And this is one that I saw. I've been seeing this for a long freaking time. The price was a bit much, and even on eBay loose they were selling it for almost the same price, if not more. So I got my hands on this puppy right here, and that is the Retro Arcade Pac-Man. Now the cool thing about this was when I saw the clearance, and you can see right there, it was for $16.65. Now this usually goes for about anywhere between $20 to $25 at Target or wherever. Now, of course, I do have all these. This is more of a showpiece. I might bust this out one day to do a review because I've seen quite a few other YouTubers do this. Now, of course, the games it includes, of course, is Pac-Man, Galaga, Pole Position, Dig Dug, as you can see right over there, Pac-Man Plus, Pac-and-Pal, Bosconian, the new Rally X, Xevious, Galaxian, Mappy, and Super Pac-Man. So, you know, you get 12 games, and it's actually not a bad deal, especially for $16.65. Now, of course, if you can see right there with the control, I'm sorry, there's a little bit of glare there with my t-shirt, but you can see where it says control. Now, where you see the arrows that are going left and right, that's mostly for pole position, and from what Steve Benway did a video on this, the control is actually very good. I don't know if this is the exact plug and play that he uses, but there's another plug and play with pole position with this steering control, and it actually works really good from what I've been told. And you can see right there where it says twist control right there. And of course this is very reminiscent of the arcade. The buttons are very responsive, and yeah, it's a nice little, you know, little bit here. Even Glocko Pop 36 did a conversion of this into a cabinet of this, and it's actually really awesome. I will actually leave a link to that specific video down there, so you can check out that video, people. Now, last but not least, and I got this for the wife because she kind of talked about it around Thanksgiving, and I was thinking of maybe trying to get her something, you know, similar to this. But I saw this, and I definitely wanted to grab it for her, and not necessarily me because I have this myself in a different way. But this is the Genesis plug and play, which is also includes Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. And I got that on clearance, if you could kind of see right there, for $13.98. Now, of course, this is designed after the Genesis 6-button controller, and this is made by AtGames. 12 Sega games right there, play levels to select, or you can play 106, you know, basically whatever level you want. And of course, the games they featured here are Alex Kidd, Altered Beast, Arrow Flash, Alien Storm, Columns, Flicky, which I've seen quite a few gameplay videos on lately, Fatal Labyrinth, and Classic Golden Axe, Sonic & Knuckles, Sonic Spinball, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, for her, she definitely likes playing. She does remember playing this game back in the day. So, like I said, mostly it was just for this game alone. I got this for her. And, yeah. You know, I mean, I haven't tested it yet. I know it does work, of course, you know, from the clearance. Yeah, so for altogether, I spent with the tax, I believe, almost even about $31, give or take. So that's not too bad, you know, for what I got here, people. You know, altogether, you know, $35, actually $36, $37 altogether. And that's about it, people. So I'm about to go head out into the wild blue yonder, which is work. And that's about it. Hope you guys and gals enjoy the video. And that's about it, people. And take care. Cheers.